and welcome back to another episode of To the Moms. We're your hosts, Kathy and Amaris, and today we're sharing our tips for new moms. So, if you are a new mama, or you're pregnant, or you're thinking about becoming a mom, this list is for you. This episode is for you. By no means are we experts.
No, not at all.
I'm still a first-time mom. I have an almost 18-month-old, and Amaris's kids are still really small, so we're still learning as we go.
Yes, ma'am.
I feel like with motherhood, honestly, you're gonna be learning for a long time.
For the rest of your life.
For the rest of your life.
There's always something new to learn. I feel like even now, I'm like, I wish I knew that. So when I was in that stage of motherhood, I could have done that.
Exactly. So we put together a list of tips, advice, just things that we've learned along the way. Yeah. And we want to share them with you all. So
yes. Before we start though, I think we should give a shout out to that one listener that reached out to you.
Oh yeah. So someone that I had gone to like grammar school with and high school, she reached out on Instagram, and she was basically like, I wanted to let you know that I love your podcast, and she said something along the lines of it's made a difference, or my motherhood journey, or something like that. Like,
yeah, she doesn't feel like she's alone, and she looks forward to hearing the episodes every week. When you told me that, I literally was jumping up and down, ran to Abraham, and I was like, Kathy just told me X, Y, and Z, and he's like, all it takes for that is just one person to make you believe in yourself and make you believe that what you're doing is like great. And I was just so happy that like made my day, made my week, and now
it made my whole day. So Stephanie, if you're listening, thank you so much. Honestly,
thank you, girl.
It made us so happy. So thank you.
Yeah.
Makes us want to keep going.
Yes, it makes me want to keep going for her and for whoever else does listen, because I do look at the analytics, and we do have I'm looking at it every week. We do have consistent people. Yeah. And I'm like, I just want to know who's listening. Like,
I know.
Let us know that you're listening. Go to our TikTok or Instagram and send us a DM. We will check them. We won't ghost you or anything.
But anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into our list. We might make this a part 1 and 2 situation, because
we might just record the whole thing, and then if it's too long, just chop it in half and then make it just 2 episodes.
Let's do it. So the first one that I have, and I know we've touched on this before, but I put, don't be disappointed if breastfeeding doesn't work out. That's a huge one. And same with pumping. Like, if you decide to pump and it doesn't, work out, like, it's okay.
It's fine.
Honestly, like, your baby's going to be happy no matter what kind of milk you decide to feed them. Don't beat yourself up for it. Honestly, it's okay.
Yeah. And as we said in previous episodes, fed is best.
Yeah.
Fed is best. That's all you need to know.
That's all you need. I did want to mention though, if you do go with like the pumping, don't feel discouraged. Like, if the first time you pump, it doesn't work out, because for me, it took 4 pumps for me to find one.
Oh wow! Oh, okay, okay, yeah. Like the actual pump,
the actual pump. So the one I got through my insurance, in the beginning, like, I didn't love it, and then my cousin Alani had reached out to me, and she was like, I have 2 pumps. She had the Medela something, and then the what's the one that everyone has? Spectrum.
Is
that what it's called?
Like Spectra, yeah, I think Spectra.
Yeah, the one that everyone has. It's like there's like a pink one and a blue one. So she let me borrow 2 of those, and none of them worked out for me until I finally got a wireless one from I'm forgetting the website, Lactation Hub, maybe. I don't know. But I love that wireless pump, and that's the one that worked for me.
Okay.
So I just wanted to throw that out there. Same with the phalange sizes.
Oh,
that's huge.
You need to know your size. That makes a huge difference.
Yeah. Lubricate your nipples. Like, just there's ways,
There's ways. Air out the nips.
Yeah. So I wanted to make sure I didn't leave that out, because that's huge.
Yeah, it is. I apologize for how I sound. I'm still recovering.
Guys, we're both sick. So I got strep. I swear, freaking Amaris.
Oh my god. I was like, it's strep, it's strep, you have strep, it's strep. You're like,
I
no, it's
got
not.
strep. Yeah, but
Uh,
Grayson's feeling better. So
that's
you
good, that's
okay?
good. Yeah, no, I'm good. It's just nighttime. So nighttime, my
I hear you.
cough can go up. So the
I hear
first
you,
thing I
sister.
put on my list, if you are a formula feeding mama
Mm-hmm.
and you are traveling, let's say in the plane, a car ride, or you're going to a hotel, whatever the case is,
Yeah.
use like a thermal bottle,
Oh
put
yeah.
your hot water in there. So when you're on the go, you have hot, warm water for your baby formula bottles. I did that for like, I think over 24 hours, and like this huge
Mm-hmm.
hydro flask that I had.
Mm-hmm.
That water stood warm until I like went home
That's amazing.
after 24 hours. I was like, this is amazing. I can't believe I've never done this before with Thane. I've always gave
That's
him like cold
smart.
bottles, but Cirilla, she needed warm bottles.
Yeah.
So it was very helpful, and I felt like it was important to share that.
Nice. Well, I guess I can add on to that one because I just thought of I bought this like super mini cooler like this big
Hmm.
that fits like a bottle. And I
Okay.
whenever we would go on walks or if we'd go to the park or just like a quick errand, I would always bring it because it would keep
Okay.
the bottle insulated.
Hmm.
But just going piggybacking on the thermo flask thing, anything that can keep milk cold. So, like if you're traveling, so
Hmm.
like I know when we went to Florida for the first time, I did carry some milk with me, and I
Okay.
stored it in like an insulated
Okay.
water bottle, so it stayed
Hmm.
cold till we got to Florida. So
Nice.
that was like a huge game changer. So don't feel like,
Yeah.
oh man, like how am I going to travel with my milk? I can't travel with my milk. You
Right.
definitely,
You can. You can. I remember one time, just to piggyback off for you, I went to a
yeah.
wedding and I had to pump, and
Hmm.
I pumped the milk into like the bags, and just like
Yeah.
you, I had the small insulated bags. I had the ice pack in there, and by the time we were home, my milk was still good. So
Nice.
don't feel like you're just discouraged from like leaving your house. Like you can leave your house no
Yeah, for
matter where
sure.
you're nursing, breastfeeding, or
Mhm.
making formula bottles.
You will make it work.
You will,
Trust,
yes, you
trust it.
will. Trust us. You
Trust the
can.
process.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, trust the process and don't give up.
Yep.
Okay, this is a good one. If you are pumping or breastfeeding and you get a clogged duct, use warm water, Epsom salt, and a Haakaa. If you're
Mm-hmm.
not sure what a Haakaa is, it's basically just a like silicone suction cup that kind of
Mm-hmm.
attaches to your boob. Um, and basically what it does when you have the clogged duct, it kind of like simulates the blood flow, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
kind of like allows, I feel like you told me this a bunch of times, right? Whenever I had clogged ducts.
And it allows for the milk to like flow out, because
Yeah.
like that little duck, think of it as like a
Mhm.
knot in your back. It needs to
Yeah,
like
not.
be pushed
Mhm.
out. So that's what it is. Use it.
I remember you kept telling me like you need the water has to be hotter or something like
Yeah,
that.
I
Do
was
you
like,
remember?
I was like, it needs to be hotter, make it hotter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because I had a few of those, and let me tell you, they're not freaking fun.
They're
Like
not.
it feels like your boobs are deformed. Like it's so
Mm-hmm. It's like, just get out, you're massaging it out, you're in the
yeah.
shower. And that's like another good tip. You can also like be in the shower,
Yeah.
massage it out, and then put the Haakaa on.
Yeah, it's crazy. Man, this episode
Hmm.
is like taking me back.
I know it is. Oh my gosh, taking me back.
Yeah.
Did you ever like pop a boob vessel and your milk came out pink? Did your
Yes.
Oh my god, that
Yeah.
freaked me out. I was
I
like,
know.
I'm
I
not
know.
feeding this to her, so I had to like dump it out.
I know. Same. You could. You
You
could.
could, but I was like nervous about it, so I dumped it out.
I know. And I think
Yeah.
it's kind of confusing too because I've heard that if they drink they call it strawberry milk. If
Yeah.
they drink it and like let's say they spit up, like it's gonna spit up that same color. I feel like that would
Yeah.
confuse the shit out of me and I'd be
That
like,
that
"Oh my
would.
gosh, she's bleeding or he's bleeding." Like,
Exactly. Yep.
you
Mhm.
know?
So that's why I tossed it out. I was like, I'd rather do an extra pumping session to get the milk that I need, or use my freezer
Yeah.
stash and like give her this
Mhm.
strawberry bloody milk.
Yeah, that's funny.
Speaking of the Haakaa, if you are
Yes.
nursing, you could whatever boob you're using to
Yeah.
nurse, put the Haakaa on the opposite side to get a small letdown. This way your
Yeah.
body is like you're telling your body to continue like pumping, and you get every drop that you need for the
Save
baby.
it. Yeah, you'd
Save
be
it.
surprised. Like, I mean, breastfeeding didn't work out for me, but when I did do it in the beginning, I felt like you feel the other boob like milk
Mhm.
leaking. So if it's
Yeah.
leaking already, might as well collect
Yeah.
that shit because
Yeah.
it's
It's
liquid
gold.
gold. Yeah, it's gold.
So I have here using adult diapers instead of the large pad and the underwear mesh.
I wish you would have told me this.
I did it.
No. Well,
I'm
actually, I honestly it didn't matter for me because I had a
okay.
C-section. I didn't bleed that much.
Yeah. So adult diapers are amazing. However, you still get the diaper rash. So make sure you're using the triple
Shoot.
paste on yourself. Girl, I had it twice. That diaper rash
No.
was crazy all over like my bottom, between my thighs, my back, and it was itchy. Oh my God. So
Oh,
I had
you
to
poor
use, oh
thing.
my God, I'll be like, I can't itch. I'll be like in the bathroom washing and then drying myself and then putting the triple paste on me like everywhere. And I had to use like cotton shorts, biker shorts, just to
Okay,
like get
okay.
everything
Yeah,
to like
yeah.
air out. And
Oh,
I could
man.
not wait to be out of that diaper stage, but
Oh
yeah,
my god.
adult diapers is just the way it's just the way to go. It's so easy.
I think I use honestly, I'm pretty sure I use the mesh underwear from the
Okay.
hospital, which is like, it's not the best.
Right.
But also because that just reminded me, if you are getting a C-section, and you don't know what to expect as far as like the bleeding and all that, you still bleed. And that's
Yeah.
something I didn't know. Like
Mm.
I remember my nurse was like, "Oh, like remember to like change the mesh underwear every day and like pads and stuff." And I was like, "I'm gonna bleed." Like she's like, "Yeah, you're gonna bleed for X amount of weeks still."
Yeah, yeah,
A
yeah.
lot of women don't know that.
Mhm.
So be prepared for that as well.
Yeah.
I put here, take every day one step at a time. Don't rush
Mm.
into anything. Try not to look too far ahead and take every
Mhm.
day as it comes.
Yeah.
Like, don't
That's
stress
good.
yourself out too much.
Yeah.
Try not to focus on minuscule things like the laundry.
Mhm.
I know it's easier said than done, but it's like
Mhm.
you right now it's all about you and your baby. Like
Yeah.
you're in this newborn bubble, like just soak it
Mhm.
in and just take it day by day.
Yeah.
That's like the best way to explain that.
Yeah, yeah. And
No.
to piggyback off for you, because I had something
Yeah.
similar on my list. I
Mhm.
put enjoy every moment, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah.
One day
Yeah.
you'll laugh about it, give
Yeah.
yourself grace, and let go of that mom guilt.
I know.
What I have, if you are nursing, you do plan on pumping,
Mhm.
pump as soon as that milk comes. This way your partner
Oh yeah.
can join in on the feedings. You kind of get a break from it. I know we want that bonding experience, and
Mhm.
I wish I knew this the first time around. You
Yeah.
can still nurse and pump. I don't care what
Right.
anyone says.
Oh,
You
yeah. Yeah,
can
yeah, yeah.
do both. You
Mhm.
can. It is possible.
Mhm.
So yeah, so I remember the moment my milk came in, I pumped, I got the milk out, and then
Mhm.
she will only get the bottle for 2 night feedings. And those 2 night feedings Abraham did so that I can spend time with Thane, putting him to sleep, and just spend that time with him
Yeah.
that like I don't,
Yeah.
because I'm too busy nursing her.
Mhm.
So yeah, pump so your partner can feed.
I agree. That's a really good tip. And contrary to what people say, I do you believe in like the whole nipple confusion thing?
No.
Neither do
Mm-mm, I
I.
don't. Mm-mm,
No. No,
I
I think
don't.
it's important for the baby to be exposed to to
The dad or
the
the partner. Oh,
the
the nipple.
bottle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just because you never know, like, what if you get sick? Like, what if something happens to your supply and your baby
Mhm.
still needs to be fed? Like, it's just good
Mhm.
to expose them to
Yeah.
both, you know, and
Yeah.
like you said, have dad able to help, you know.
Mhm. Yep. It's taking me back. I miss those
It's
days.
weird, right? It's so weird.
Yeah,
I know, I kind of low key miss it too,
I
honestly.
do,
It's
'cause
just,
it's just cute to see, like, after,
yeah,
like, I pump, I'm like, "Okay, like, you got her," and then
like I can't
would
believe
go
I did that.
upstairs. Yeah, I
Yeah,
did all that. I would put Thane to sleep, I'll read him books, watch him go to sleep, then come back down, then nurse her, then get her ready
yeah.
for bed, and then take a shower, change my diaper.
It's like you create this routine, right? And it's like,
Yeah, and it worked, you were able to stick to it, and
yeah,
now that they're, like, older,
yeah.
running around, you can't stick to any routine.
No, you can't. That's the crazy part. And it's funny because looking back on it, during that time, I felt like, oh my God, like I'm not in a routine, but I was.
Yeah,
I
you
was.
was, yeah, mhm.
It's just crazy, man. Waking up in
Yeah,
the middle of the night to pump, like, oh my
the
gosh.
pump, right, yeah, to change their diaper, then to change their outfit because they pooped everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
Change my diaper
Oh,
again.
I know. I kind of miss it
I
a little
yeah.
bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, don't over prepare for the baby. They don't need a lot in the beginning. As far as like
Oh,
buying all
no,
the
they
things.
don't.
Um,
Mm-mm.
the hospital provides you with a bunch of stuff, believe it or
Yeah,
not, and don't be afraid to ask for things. So
yeah.
I remember we asked our nurses if we can have a couple of onesies, and she was like, "Take as many as you want." She
Um,
was like, "Take as many hats as you want." In the hospital, Grayson was drinking formula for a little bit because he had jaundice. So
mm,
they were like, "Do you want formula?" Like they hooked it up. When I tell you I left
yeah,
that hospital with two big bags of stuff,
yeah.
underwear, just so many things. Just
Mhm.
ask. It doesn't hurt to ask.
Yeah,
And again, like babies don't need a lot in the beginning. They really don't.
they
So
don't.
don't stress about
Mm-mm.
buying all these gadgets and doing
Yeah,
so much research. You'll figure
mhm.
it out as you go, I feel
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
You know?
Mhm. I totally agree. I mean, I'm like a whole testament to that. When thing
Yeah,
came
you are.
so
Because
early,
you didn't have a hospital bag or like a nursery,
we
nothing.
didn't have absolutely anything, you know?
Hmm.
Did it take my mother-in-law to run out and get a bassinet and set up the playpen? Yeah, but
Yeah.
like that's the only really thing you need is the diapers, just the clothes, and wherever they're gonna sleep at. That's it.
Yeah, I know.
That's it.
Hmm.
Alrighty, so the next on my list is the best way to do skin to skin if you do plan on doing skin to skin is, and if you are also breastfeeding, because this is what I
Yeah.
did, was you obviously take your top off, take the child's top off, place them on your chest, and nurse
Hmm.
them on one boob. With Cirilla, she would pass out, and then she would take her morning nap. And then she's just sleeping on my chest,
Hmm.
on this bed, on my chest, and I'm
Hmm.
reading a book, um, listening to music. I'm pretty much on my phone. And then when
Yeah.
she wakes up, it's time to nurse again. So you just put it on the other boob,
Oh,
and
that's good
she's
advice.
still, yeah, you know. So it's like I remember with Thane, I would be like, okay, I have to feed you, I have to do this, and then before he'll go to bed, we'll do skin to
Right.
skin. But like it wasn't long enough. It might be like 5, 10 minutes, and I'm like, all right, now I need to put him to bed. But with Cirilla, I was like, chill out. Like, let's do skin to skin for a longer time. Let's
I
enjoy this
I
moment.
definitely want to do that with my next kid because I feel like I didn't do enough of the skin to skin with Grayson, and it makes me
Yeah.
really sad. I wish I can go back and like
Yeah.
do more of that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I thought of, because you were talking about like milk supply and stuff, when you're pumping, if you find it difficult to kind of get that stimulation going, look at pictures of your baby or like
Oh
hold
yeah.
a blanket of theirs that has their scent
Mm-hmm.
and just smell it. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
telling you, it
It
works.
works.
It works.
It works. Oh
Yeah.
gosh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would do that every time like I pump.
Yeah.
and then all the milk would it's just so funny, like, how the body works,
For real. We're like magical.
I put here accepting help. Like, don't let your pride get in the way. And that's something that
Mm-hmm.
I struggled with in the beginning. Like, whenever I would have visitors, they'd be like, "Oh, like, what do you need me to do? Like, I can do this." Like, I remember my brother would come and he'd be like, "Where's the vacuum? Like, let me vacuum the house." And I'd be like, "No, like, it's okay." Or I remember one time my cousin Massey, she had offered to come and like, well, she came, but she offered to like do stuff, and I was like, "No, it's okay. Like, just accept the help. Say
Yeah,
yes.
accept it.
Say
Yeah, say
yes."
yes. Mm-hmm.
Because like you need it.
Yeah, you
You need
do.
it. And just think about how much weight off your shoulders that's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can go back and do that, I definitely would. And I'm going to do that with my next child because it's so important to take help because then you have
Yeah.
more time with your babies, one less thing to worry about.
Right.
So just
Right.
accept all the help that you can get.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Next on my list is, now this might be a personal preference, but I figure I'll also share it. Ditch the body armor and
Oh
stick
yeah.
with coconut water. If you look at the ingredients on body armor, the ones that I drank, the main ingredient was coconut water, and then there's like sugar and all this stuff. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make sense. Let me just get coconut
Yeah.
water. I think it's cheaper
Right.
too. So yeah, like a really big pack. So yeah, drink coconut water. And if you want to really up your game with hydration, just
Hmm.
mix coconut water with like a Pedialyte
Oh yeah.
water or the liquid IV and water, and you have like this super powerful drink. I did that. Oh
That
my
sounds
gosh,
amazing.
my supply was like doubled. I was like, damn, I need to
Like
start
it
doing this
works.
more. Yeah, it works because your body's just hydrated with like
Yeah.
actual hydration and like no, there's not much sugar.
Yeah. The coconut water definitely was a game changer. Like I would
Hmm.
always stock up on the coconut water because it did help,
Yeah,
honestly.
it works well.
That's a good one, girl.
Thank you.
Thank you. This one is one that everyone's gonna tell you, but we're gonna say it again for the millionth time. Sleep when the baby sleeps.
Mm-hmm.
If you can. I know
Yeah,
it's
if you
easier said
can.
than done. Like if you have
Hmm.
multiple kids, obviously that's difficult. But
Right.
if you're a first time mom, um, you need all the rest. Like you're gonna
Yeah.
be up at night every 2 to 3 hours,
Hmm.
sometimes more. Um, Try to take that time to
Yeah.
nap when they nap.
Yeah. The
It makes a
laundry,
difference.
the dishes
Yeah.
can wait.
Yeah.
Take that nap. Even if it's like a 30-minute nap and your child takes like an hour and a
Mhm.
half nap, 30
Yeah.
minutes is better than none. Take it.
Yeah. I know. That's another thing I wish I can go back and do more of because I
Yeah.
I was just so caught up in like, well, if Grayson's napping, I should get X, Y, and Z done. No.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
you don't want to do that, especially like if you just gave birth. Like I had a C-section and I was trying to do all these things. Like I'm so mad at myself. Like I just you want to take that time to heal and like
Yeah. Yeah.
recharge.
Mm-hmm.
So don't be
Yeah.
dumb like I was.
The next item I have is add protein powder to your iced coffee. I know all you mamas are drinking iced coffee. Add some protein powder. Thank me later. You're going to feel full. I mean,
That's smart.
how many times have you gone without eating a meal because you're
Yeah, it's
taking care of like
hard.
a
You
baby and you're like
forget.
you forget. Add
Uh,
2 scoops of protein powder in your iced coffee. Shake that baby up well, and you're not
uh-huh.
only going to be charged with caffeine, but you're going to be filled with that protein powder.
Yeah, that's amazing. Maybe with my next one, I'll do that. I couldn't drink for some reason coffee. It just messed up with my milk supply and made me anxious, so I just didn't drink it.
Okay, okay. I
Yeah,
was good with mine because I was staying hydrated.
yeah, that's
You
good.
know?
That's
Yeah.
key. Um, let's see. I have here communicate with your partner, as far as expressing what you need from them and make sure that you share responsibilities. So that I
Yeah.
feel like that goes hand in hand with communication.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I feel like with men, and you tell me this all the time, sometimes you need to explain things to them in a million different ways before they actually get it. And that's
Yep.
okay. That's okay.
It's okay.
But just be open on like what you need from them. Like, for
Yeah.
example, um, feeding the baby in the middle of the night, like, hey, can you make sure that every night, like you at this time you do the bottle, you do the feeding,
Yeah.
or make sure that you clean my pump parts, just anything. I know we've touched on this before, making sure that our water bottles are filled, that we have a
Yeah.
snack. Just be
Yeah.
very the word I think of is pendiente in Spanish. I don't
What's
even know
that
how.
mean? Pendiente.
Pendiente,
Mindful?
like on top of it, like on top of
Oh,
it. You know what I
okay.
mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I have, if you're able to, make pre-made meals, like
Oh,
frozen meals.
yes. That is one of the best things that you can
Mm-hmm.
do. I
Yeah.
didn't do that, and I
I
wish
didn't
I
do
had
that.
done that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game changer
It is.
because then
It
you're going to be
is.
stuck ordering Uber Eats all the time, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not, no,
It's like, no, we're trying to save money and be smart here. Pre-make
exactly.
those meals, baby.
Also, too, going back to, I don't know if we had touched base on the like, oh, the accepting help, whatever, from
Mm-hmm.
visitors. Um, if they ask you like, oh, like what do you need from me, or like what can I do? Bring food.
Bring food, please.
Like that's huge.
Yeah.
Every time my brother would come, he would bring me food. When my parents would come, my mom would set like an hour to make like huge batches of like oatmeals and stuff for
Oh,
me, a
nice.
bunch of stuff. So I had stuff in the fridge. When I was in the hospital, my cousin Massey, she Venmoed me money to get food for like 2 days.
Nice.
Like just little things like that, because
Yeah.
us parents, like not just the moms but the dads, like we're tired and we're hungry, and
Yeah.
like we need someone to you know do that little extra step. It's just,
Right.
it doesn't take much effort. Like it could
It
be
really
something
doesn't.
homemade.
Right, right. Exactly. Homemade lasagna, homemade spaghetti.
Yeah.
Even if it's not homemade, like you get jarred
Yeah.
pasta. We're
Something.
hungry. We're gonna
Yeah,
eat it.
exactly.
Next thing I have is bring nightgowns or nursing nightgowns and robes to the hospital. You're gonna feel so comfortable walking
Yeah.
around.
I did that. I'm so glad I did that.
I did that the second time because obviously the first time I didn't expect to give birth so soon, but I did that the
Hmm.
second time and it was like the best thing in the world. So every
Yeah.
time I had a nurse there, it was like, bam, there you go. I have the robe on. So anytime the doctors or nurses will come, it was just an easy bam, bam. You can't
Yeah,
see
because
anything.
you don't want to be wearing that hospital gown all the
No,
time.
you don't. You
That's
don't.
so uncomfortable.
The first time I sent Abraham home and I was like, just get
Mhm.
me basketball shorts and tank tops. I hated it. I was so uncomfortable
Yeah.
trying to like change my stuff. I'm like, this is ridiculous. But the nursing gowns and
Hmm.
nursing nursing
Yeah.
gowns and nursing tanks, they were just great.
Hmm.
Even just having the nursing tank, as long as I had my robe on, I was good. I was great.
Yeah.
So
Comfy clothes.
comfy clothes, comfy socks too.
Game changer. I just thought of
Mm-hmm.
something too. If you've had a C-section, um, get one of those, and maybe the hospital might have this, but I don't think mine had. It's not a girdle, and it's
like
almost like a wraparound,
like a
like
little
a
brace, like a wrap brace or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
like almost like when you hurt your wrist or something like that, something
Yeah.
to wrap around. Just because having that compression like really helps me,
Mm-hmm.
like make you feel like you're kept together, because after the C-section, it kind of feels like everything's kind of like wobble. It just feels weird. Like
Yeah,
when you're
yeah.
getting up and stuff, it feels really
Mm-hmm.
weird. So having that support is super helpful. And I did bring mine to the hospital, and I'm glad I did, because it helped a lot.
Oh, good. I didn't
Mhm.
do that. I should have, but it's okay.
Oh, this is a good one. Celebrate the small wins.
Yeah,
Little things. Let's say your newborn slept 3 hours straight, had a 3 hour stretch. That's a win.
that's a win.
That's a huge win.
That's a
Celebrate
win.
that.
Mm-hmm.
The first time that Grayson cried at night, but he was fed, he ate, he was changed, and we couldn't figure out what it was. Eventually we did, and it was
Mm-hmm.
gas.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Yeah, but we had tried a bunch of things. We did the gripe water and that didn't help. And then finally I used I don't know if you ever use this with your kids, but the Frida baby windy
Oh, I've
sticks.
heard that's amazing.
Girl, that was the last resort. And let me tell you, that alone, that is such a game changer. Get those, new moms.
Yeah, yeah.
Frida baby windy sticks. Oh my
Hmm.
gosh. Amazing. I had like a sample that my friend like threw in like for my registry,
Okay.
like my baby shower. And and then he was so happy and he slept and we felt so like almost like an accomplishment, like we cracked the
Yeah.
code.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like all of those little things you have it they're worth you gotta celebrate those little wins.
You do. Another thing I have, a tip for the hospital. I know not every mom can do this because we're all like exhausted. But the
Mm-hmm.
second time around, I stood up almost the entire night that Cirilla was born because I wanted to learn all of the noises she made. So whether she made this noise, is she okay, or does she need a feeding, or does she need a diaper change? This noise is for this. And I'm glad I did that because for the first, I think, 2 months of her life, I was sleeping with her by myself, and I'm a heavy sleeper. I am
Right.
also very anxious. So I knew if I learn her sounds ahead of time, I will
Right.
have better sleep. And I did. It worked. I was so happy. I remember there was one time Abraham was like here while I was like pumping, and he was going to like get her. I was like, no, 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 she's fine. She just makes noises when she like sleeps, like she is good. And
Oh
he's
yeah.
like, oh, okay. And then he learned like, oh, okay, you're right. I'm like, I know I'm right. I spent one night in the hospital not sleeping so I could
Yeah.
understand her sounds, her noises, and her movements. So I'm
That's a
glad I did
really
that. I'm
that's a
glad I did
really
that.
good tip. I
Yeah.
I was just thinking too, that newborns, they sound like baby dinosaurs when they're sleeping. Like they make all
Mhm.
different kinds of noises.
Mhm. They do.
That's something I wasn't prepared for, but then I remember the nurses kept telling me they're like, it's like they're gonna make all different kinds of noises and it's
Yeah.
fine.
Mhm.
Sometimes you think that they're waking up, but they're not. They're
They're
just like
not.
in their sleep.
Yep.
And so it's really funny because one time my mom slept here because I think Blue was away for work or something, and I had Grayson in the bassinet at the time, and he was making the noises, and she's like, "Oh my god, is he okay?" I was like, "Yeah, he's sleeping. He's in.
Yeah.
That's just normal." She was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"What?"
No, it was great. Like I remember I just remember with Thane, like he would make all these like noises and I'll be like, is he okay? Is he okay?
Right.
And then I got no sleep, and like
Yeah.
I didn't get any sleep until like what, 2 months later, until I figured out
Right.
everything was fine
Right.
with him.
Yeah.
But
That's a very, very good tip. I like that a lot.
yeah, and then to like piggyback that off too, like then you're able to establish their pattern. Like, okay, so 1 o'clock
Hmm.
she's going to wake up for a bottle. Good.
Right.
It is 11:05. Let me get some sleep now. And I would get two hours of sleep. She will actually do her wake up. I'll change her diaper and everything, feed her, put
Hmm.
her back to sleep 2 hours later. So honestly, it was like the best thing,
Yeah.
and I recommend it.
I love that. I put down here baby wearing. I know we've talked about it
Mhm.
before, but if you're if your baby likes to be held close to your chest, I definitely recommend the baby wearing. Makes a
Yeah.
huge difference. It has so many benefits. It helps with your milk supply because your
Mhm.
baby's close to you at all times. It helps you be hands free.
Mhm.
It's just amazing. We're huge baby wearers. We loved it. Loved
Yeah.
it. Loved it. Literally, like we have this sling wrap, and sometimes I'll still use that with Grayson because
Oh, that's
you can
cute.
use it until they're like 3 years old, and
Oh, wow.
now he doesn't like it so much, but
He's probably like,
he's
I
like
can
over
run
it.
now.
Yeah, yeah. But
I got places to be.
yes. Definitely recommend. My favorite one is I know there's a bunch of brands, but the one specifically that I had is the Sully Baby wrap. It's like the long one that you kind of like configure.
Mm,
You've seen it, right? It's like a cloth one. It's
I
long.
think so.
You kind of throw it over your shoulders, kind of create this knot in the front and like put them in. I love it. It's so good.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I didn't baby wear as much. I wanted to, but I didn't.
I loved it so much. It's one of my favorite things. Like looking back on the baby stage, it was the baby
Mhm.
wearing.
Aw,
Yeah, I loved it.
that's cute. Another thing I have down is if you do plan on nursing
Mm-hmm.
from the get-go, bring the nursing pillow that you put on your
Oh yeah.
registry. It will save you a ton.
I wish I brought that with me to the hospital.
Yeah, I
Just
wish I
because
did too.
not even for nursing, if you're a C-section mom, like that thing has so much support. You just like put
Oh
it around
yeah.
your belly. It's amazing. I love it.
Mhm.
Love it. Because what you can't get up, like after you had a
Right.
C-section, so having the pillow there and then you can prop the baby on top. That
Oh,
was a
that's true.
game changer. I love
Mhm.
that pillow.
Yeah. So that pillow does wonders too.
I know. You gave me yours.
I did because I was like, I'm not having any more babies. I know this for a fact. Oh
um,
goodness.
I wrote down here to learn about postpartum health,
Oh.
physical and emotional during your pregnancy.
Mhm.
Um, in hand with that is prepare for postpartum emotions and
Mhm.
if you don't feel shame if you decide to seek therapy, if you
Mhm.
decide to get on medication. There's no shame in that. Like it's
There's
perfectly
not.
okay.
Yeah.
Um, postpartum is a huge thing, and it's not something to um not take serious. Like you got to take it
Yeah.
seriously.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah. No, for sure. For sure.
I feel like I didn't learn about it enough until like, and I feel like this is with a lot of moms, like you don't educate yourself on it when
Yeah.
you're pregnant and then it happens and you're like, what the fuck is happening to me? Like, what is
Mhm.
this?
And
You
you
know?
and you think you're alone. You think like there's
Yeah.
something like
Like there's
wrong with
something wrong
you.
with
And
you.
like there's
It's
nothing wrong.
confusing.
Yeah, it's so confusing. And there's nothing wrong with you. It's just your hormones are
Mm-hmm.
trying to get back to normal and it's just taking them time to get back to normal, but definitely seek help.
Yeah. Yeah. And do a little
Definitely.
research beforehand so that you have an idea of what to expect.
And then also educate your spouse, your
Yes. Oh,
partner.
yeah. That's very important. Yeah.
Yeah, this way they can see the signs and then they can say like, "Hey, remember that thing we talked about? I think you're going through that." Because
Mm-hmm.
that's like a huge help.
Yeah. Agreed.
Hmm. To piggyback off of you research,
Mm-hmm.
research signs for preeclampsia because
Oh, yeah.
you could get preeclampsia after you give birth.
I was gonna s I was gonna say that. I think it's called is it preeclampsia or
Oh, maybe it's
postclampsia?
post-clampsia, but initially it's like the same thing. It's just after the baby.
So, that's actually something that I wanted to add that I was going to add on my list because after
Mhm.
I had my C-section, they they advise you to walk a lot because you're prone to blood clots,
Mhm.
and I tried to do a lot of it, but it was really hard. Like, I don't know, my
Yeah.
C-section was freaking rough. Like,
Oh,
I
wow.
know everyone is different, but mine was
Yeah.
like really hard. Like it was really hard for me to stand up on my own and sit up. But anyways, I remember like when I came home from the hospital, like maybe for a week, my legs and my feet were so fucking swollen to the
Yeah,
point that I
same.
was like, I have postclampsia, like, and it
Yeah.
hurt. Like it was, I
Mhm.
would have to soak my feet in Epsom salt. Like it was a whole situation. But luckily, I didn't have it. But just
Yeah.
monitor it if
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
happens to you.
Mhm. And all that swelling, that's just like the water weight
The waterway medication.
from the medication, the IV, and
Mhm.
excuse me. For both pregnancies, I had that afterwards, and they advised me to lay down flat. Like
Mhm.
something about your legs need to be at the same level as your heart. And when I did that, I would like wake
Mhm.
up and like run to the bathroom because I had to pee so bad. And you honestly like
Mm.
pee it out. So
Yeah,
staying hydrated, sleeping completely flat, it would fix that issue.
gotcha. Yeah,
Yeah,
that shit was scary.
it was because your feet is just like big, and you're like, what is going on
Yeah,
here?
it was
Like
so weird, yeah.
your flip flops don't fit you, and you're just like,
Mhm.
just get back
Yeah,
to normal.
I know.
Mm.
I what?
Sorry, I was supposed to
No,
go.
go for it. No, go, go, go.
Sorry. All right,
You're good.
I piggyback off you. That's my bad. So
That's
what
our
I
word of the
have,
day. Piggyback.
piggyback. So I have here, save your infant onesies
Why?
because one, you could use them on stuffed animals that people give to you for your
Oh
kid,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's so
yeah.
cute. Second, if you're into making like shadow boxes or like little memory boxes, you can have them in
Mm.
there. Third, there's this, I guess, this new trend going around where sweatshirts or like t-shirts of the baby onesies or blankets being embroidered and it's like mama. I want that
Oh,
so bad.
that's so
How
cool.
cute is that? Or like
That's
I
cute.
think you can take like a bunch of onesies and make it into like a small
A, qu-
blanket,
I
like
was gonna say like
a
quilt.
quilt, yeah.
That's a good
So
idea.
save those infant onesies
Yeah. Oh,
because
I like
you
that.
know
I
how.
have I have all of mine, so maybe we'll
Yeah,
see.
you do have all yours. I gave most of mine away, but I know I kept some that I really love. So I have to look back into it and see what I can turn into like a t-shirt. Some of them I have it on like the kids stuffed animals and it's so cute to like
That's
see it.
adorable.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I put down here what to pack in hospital bag, but I don't even remember. I didn't write anything down for it, but definitely the Bobby pillow if I can go back.
Mhm.
Because I feel like there's certain things that I wish I could have packed. The
Yeah.
pillow and a regular pillow.
Yeah.
Because
Oh yeah,
I don't know about your hospital, but my
they
hospital,
suck.
the beds, postpartum, the beds were better, but when you're in, I don't know what it's called. Like
Labor and delivery?
I guess labor and delivery,
Yeah.
like the beds were not comfortable. Like I
Yeah.
wish I had a pillow or two, a long charger for your
Oh
phone,
yeah. Mhm.
lots of chapstick.
Mhm.
What else? What would you recommend?
Snacks.
Well,
Snacks,
I couldn't.
water, a pillow and a blanket for your spouse because the little
Yeah.
tiny blanket, because it's cold there, and I
Mm-hmm.
remember it's not comfortable. So I remember bringing an extra pillow, an extra blanket. Um, you don't need to pack things for yourself like toiletry because they
No,
have
because
unless you have like skincare. Like if you have a skincare routine
right.
that you want, pack that.
I
Pack
know.
that.
I wish I had done that because my skin was so freaking dry.
Oh God, yeah. Oh yeah.
But
What else? What else?
I'm so sad because like I had packed snacks, but then when I got there, they were like, "Well, since you're being induced, like your doctor says like you can't eat."
Oh wow.
So I didn't eat for the whole time that I was in the hospital until I didn't eat for a long time. It was really
Yeah.
sad, honestly. Like it's sad.
Yeah. I remember with Thane, I couldn't eat anything but Jello, tea,
They
and
didn't even let me have
broth.
that.
Oh
For 3 days, I didn't eat nothing, just ice
damn.
chips.
Damn.
And then even after the C-section, I had to beg the nurses. I was like, I have to eat or I'm going to pass out. I'm not going to be able to feed my baby. And they had to make an exception for me.
Oh wow.
I don't know why my doctor, he's like very strict about that, like the eating thing.
I would ask. I would have asked, like, why can't I eat?
Well, I think he says something about like after a C-section, like something with your organs,
Oh,
like
okay, okay.
it can cause inflammation or something.
Aren't you
Correct me. And
supposed to like poop first, like before you can eat, like after having a C-section?
I didn't have anything in my system to poop because I didn't eat for
Oh,
3 days.
damn.
Yeah, it was rough.
Shit.
Mm-hmm. That was rough, but
Yeah, that sounds crazy.
it was.
But yeah, I think that's
um,
all you really need to pack in your hospital bag. It's just like the extra
mhm.
blanket, the extra pillow, a long ass
Yeah.
charger, some snacks. I mean, water. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think I even packed
No,
water because they can give you water.
they give you all that.
But I definitely packed some snacks. So I was like, I'm gonna be hungry, and I was. I was hungry. Shoot. I packed my Cliff Bars. I clapped my Fiber One bars. Oh, that is another tip. Pack
What?
Fiber One bars because when you take
Uh,
your first poop, it is the scariest thing in the world. So if you pack Fiber One bars and you're taking the stool softeners that they're giving you, your poop will come out smooth. But that first poop is scary.
Yeah, and C-section moms, girl, it's so bad because you you can't you can't really poop after having a C-section. Like it's hard to.
Mm-hmm.
So I know for me, they did a what's it called? An enema and a yeah, they had to do that shit
Oh
to me.
shit, no. See, I can't.
I don't know if it's all doctors, but that's the protocol that my doctor follows.
Yeah.
Like it's so weird. Like it's just like this nurse injecting this thing up your ass, and it's like, why?
Yeah.
You know?
I
Oh.
mean, I know what that feels like.
Oh God.
Freaking GI problems. You gotta scope up your ass.
Yeah, yeah, yes.
Okay, what else?
Mm, let's. Oh, I
Sorry,
have
my
so
bad.
many. We might have to rapid fire.
So I have eat right before you pump.
Oh
Literally
yeah,
right before
yes,
you pump. Because
yes,
eating while
yes.
pumping, it's weird. I don't know if you were able to do that. I could not eat
I
and
don't think
pump
I
at
did
the
that.
same time. It was just weird. So I would
I don't.
literally eat right
Yeah,
before I pump, and then I'm like good.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And
Hmm.
with the pumping too, like make sure you have like a little section in your house, a
Yeah.
comfortable area
Hmm.
where you have all of your supplies. Like you have your
Hmm.
snacks, you have your water. Just create a little environment for
Yes.
yourself
Yes.
because it's so helpful. You're gonna be there doing this for
For
I don't
a
know how many
while.
times a day, and yeah,
Yeah.
for how long. So you want to make sure that you have a nice, comfortable space for yourself.
And once you get comfortable and you know how your pumping sessions last, I would nap.
Hmm.
I would like put everything on, put like a 20-minute timer, and I
Oh
would
yeah, I did that
literally
too.
nap
Yeah,
and my alarm would go off and I'm looking and it's good
yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
like, all right, we're done. Best thing ever.
Yeah.
Never.
Let's see. We kind of explained this already. Monitor your physical health. Like if something feels
Yeah.
off, talk to your doctor.
Hmm.
Um,
Definitely.
I have yet to do this one, but pelvic floor therapy I've heard is amazing.
Oh yeah, I've heard that's amazing too.
I wanted to put it on here because it's on my list of things to
I
do.
know it's on my list. Apparently, it can be covered by insurance. I don't know
That's
what
what
the
I
protocol is.
honestly, it's confusing.
It is.
It's confusing. I don't know how your insurance works, but the way mine works for that specific treatment, whatever, they were like, well, you have to spend X amount, and then after you have spent that amount, then your insurance covers this. I don't know. It's so confusing. I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to circle back.
Yeah. I think I might just Google like pelvic floor exercises and just roll with that.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah.
because I don't know. Some people told me it's covered, and I'm just like, maybe you have a problem, like a legitimate problem. They're like, all right, like we'll cover
Right,
it, you know,
right,
versus
exactly.
like, oh, you're just a mom.
That's that too. Yeah, exactly. Like if you, yeah, yep, you explained it perfectly. Um,
Uh, the last thing I have is if you are pumping, take a shower, like take a nice
if
hot
you're pumping,
shower. If
okay.
if you're a pumping mama,
Mm-hmm.
shower in a
Okay.
nice, let that water hit
Yes.
your boobs to create the stimulation for the milk
Hmm.
and then pump. I'm telling you, everything will come out and you will feel amazing.
I should have done that because the amount of times that I was in the shower and I was like, "Oh my
I'm
God,
leaking, yeah.
oh, yeah,
I would literally just shower like this, and then when it came
yeah."
time, I'll be like, shh, run, and then like
That's
pump,
smart.
and everything would come out. I'll be like, this is amazing. I love it. So yeah, I did that almost
That's a
every
good
time.
one.
But that's all I have on my list. What do you have on your list?
I have a bunch. I'm gonna try to go through them very quickly.
Okay.
I put make sure you plan time for yourself. I know it's really hard
Oh
in the
yeah.
beginning because
Mm-hmm.
being away from your baby is such a weird feeling.
It is.
It's like so weird. You feel like a part of you is well, yeah, a part of you is missing, but it's like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like a really weird instinctual like
Mm-hmm.
feeling.
Yeah.
But you have to plan some time for yourself. Go to Home Goods, go
Yes.
get a coffee. You just need to separate yourself a little bit
Mm-hmm.
from that. Like I'm a mom now, but
Right.
yes, you're a mom, but you know, you're you, whatever.
Yeah. Even if
You
it's
guys
for
get the
like
idea.
5 to 10 minutes, cherish
Yes.
that 5 to 10 minutes to recuperate, refill your
Mm,
cup, and enjoy that time.
exactly. Don't compare your journey to others.
No.
Again, I
Mm-mm.
know this is easier said than done because I've done that. But
Right.
now looking back, I will not be doing that. You know, again, it's
Right.
just don't do it.
Just don't.
Every mom is different. Every baby's different. Everyone's
Mm-hmm.
experience is different. What
Everything is
works,
always different. What works for
well,
one will not work
exactly.
for you or for other people.
Vice versa. Yeah, you
Mm-hmm.
guys get the gist. Um, let's see. I guess we kind of touched on this. Communicate with your visitors on what you need. So
Yeah.
kind of like how we explained, like be open with your partner or spouse on what you need from them. Like do the same with your visitors. So if you
Yeah.
have people coming over, lay out some like not rules, but lay out some
Um,
you know
just
what I'm trying to
ask. Just say like,
yeah, yeah,
hey,
yeah.
if you're
Yeah,
if you're
exactly.
gonna come over,
Expectations. There
yeah,
you
yeah,
go.
yeah. Just be like,
Lay out
hey,
expectations.
can
Yeah.
you please wash? If you do plan on coming over,
Yes.
can you please, clean the dishes for me? I just haven't
Yeah.
gotten to it. If they
Exactly.
say no, then just like respectfully,
Goodbye. Respectfully,
goodbye.
no. And if
No.
you're a visitor, like that's the best thing that you can do
Yeah.
for a mom that has had a baby. Like
Mm-hmm.
help. And
Yeah.
if you're not gonna be useful, like honestly, don't even bother showing up.
Right,
That's how
right.
I
If
feel.
you're only showing up just to hold the baby, get out.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Oh, this is a good one. Having a mini fridge in your bedroom if you live in a
Yeah.
two-story like me.
Yeah, yeah. I wish I
Huge
had
game
that. I
changer.
didn't. But yeah, huge game changer. Because who wants to walk down those steps and make a
Girl, I
bottle?
was doing that in the
I mean, I,
beginning.
I, I had to do it.
Until Stephania told me, she was like, "Don't you have a mini fridge? And isn't your bathroom upstairs?" And she was like, "Girl, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
I was like, "You're right. Like, why am I going up and down the stairs? I just had fucking surgery."
Hey, true that, true that.
And let me tell you, the mini fridge hasn't moved. Like, we love having it in our room.
Hey, whatever works.
Yeah, for like, water snacks. A manual pump for long car rides if you're going to be
Hmm.
running an errand for a long time, if you're on the
Yep.
go, having one of those, if you need to like just relieve a little bit of pressure, if you need to pump it, whatever the case, just buy one of those that you can
Hmm.
put in your bag because it will come in handy.
Yeah, yeah.
I love those things. Um, oh, as far as like meal prepping and all that, I recommend making overnight oats. It's something that's
Hmm.
really easy that you can do the night before or you can
Yeah.
do one day during the week and have that as like either for breakfast or like a snack before you pump. Oh my God, those are
Hmm.
so good. Or like a chia seed pudding.
Yeah, yeah.
Easy stuff. I used to make
Hmm.
batches and batches of those.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
what else? Using an app to track. I mean, this one I feel like a lot of moms would know. Using an app to track feedings,
Oh,
um, tr-
yeah.
tracking pump scheduling, all of that.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
used Huckleberry is the one that we use.
I think I use right. I think it's called like Baby Tracker. That was
Oh
nice.
yeah, I think we use that one too, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what else. I already talked about the mini cooler. This is something that there's not a lot of like evidence or based or whatever, but this is what worked for me. So, take it with a grain of salt. Storing your pump parts in the fridge in between sessions in closed containers to save time on cleaning. That,
Oh, I've heard that.
yeah, especially like if it's like middle of the night, like you're not going to go wash, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
storing it in like an airtight container, putting in the fridge, it was fine. It was
Yeah.
fine. I forgot where I read that like it's like online, like if you research it, but I think there's
Yeah.
not enough like
Evidence to like back
evidence.
it up.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I actually
So,
saw a TikTok about that, but they said to put it in the freezer. So when I was telling Abe about it, he was like,
oh.
"No, I'll just wash your pumps. Like I'm not taking a risk." And I was like, "Okay, no problem."
Luckily for me, we never had an issue, but
Good.
I would only do that again if it was like middle of the night. Like I'm not gonna
Yeah.
be going downstairs
Right. Right.
and all that. So,
Yeah.
what else? And then the last one here that I have is It's absolutely normal if you don't feel like your instincts magically kick in the moment you give
Oh,
birth.
yeah.
It's
Mhm.
normal to admit that you don't know what you're doing, and you'll
Mhm.
figure it out as you
Yeah.
go, because that's
Mhm.
how I felt.
Yeah, there's a lot of moms that they don't feel that instant connection or they don't want to bond with their baby, and that's
Yeah.
okay. It will come. And if it
Yeah.
doesn't come like I don't know soon enough for you for your own timing and liking,
Mhm.
seek help, talk to your doctor. They will help you out, you know?
Yeah. I know. I know for me, like I didn't feel it right away just because I was so heavily medicated and I was so exhausted after having a
Right.
C-section, and I was nauseous, all the things that I was just like I was just out of it.
Yeah.
And it does make me sad that I didn't have that, like, that moment, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, obviously,
Mhm.
they had put him on my chest, and I remember it very well, and I loved him in that moment, but it wasn't, like, that instinct,
Right,
if
right.
that makes sense. And even when I came home from the hospital, I remember kept telling Blue, "I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. I read all these books. I did all the research. Why is it that I can't figure it out?"
Right,
But it's
right.
okay. You'll learn as you go,
Right, right.
you
Yeah.
know?
You had one on here that I wanted to like talk about.
Go for it.
You put plan date nights if possible.
Oh, I forgot about
Now,
that one.
I want to share when Cirilla was a week old,
Mhm.
Abraham contacted his mom and was like, "Hey, can you please pick up Thane?" He surprised me with a really cute date. He got me everything I could not have while pregnant. Sushi,
Aw. That's really
wine,
thoughtful. Yeah.
um charcuterie board. I love me some charcuterie. What
Yeah.
else did he get me? I think that was it. And it was the best surprise he has ever done because when I
I
wasn't
love
expecting
that.
it, I was like one
Yeah.
week postpartum. So when I came out and I saw, I'm pretty sure I like cried and I was like, wait, I can't drink wine. He's like, yes, you can. I did the research.
He did
You
the
can, he did, he's
research.
like, you can pump right now. And then in or 3 hours later, when you pump again, everything will be fine as long as you have, I think,
Yeah.
under 4 ounces or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, this is great. I was
But
just so
see,
happy. I was just so happy. And
yeah,
even
because
though we still, he put the time and the
he put the
effort,
time, yeah.
and even though Cyrilla was still with us, like he planned it during her like nap time too. So
That's
it was
amazing.
just nice. Like I pumped, he fed her, changed her diaper, put her down, and by the time I was done pumping, we were just there together, listening to a
Aw.
little classical music and just enjoying time together.
Oh, man, I'm about to
I know I
start
can
tearing
see
up
you when you
just
want
like
to cry.
well, I'm just thinking, like, I really miss so, I can go into, like, a whole spiel about it, but
Mhm.
as your child gets older, and I've touched on this before, sometimes it does get harder to, do things as a
Yeah.
couple because
Mhm.
they're so active now, and it's just different.
Right.
Um, Whereas when they're a newborn, yeah, it's busy and it's chaos and all that, but it's different. Like you're in this bubble, and
Mhm.
I miss Blue. I miss my
Yeah.
husband. I remember it was easier for my parents to come take care of Grayson because he'd be sleeping most of the time.
Right, right.
And we'd go on these date nights, and we haven't done one in a long time, and it just makes me really sad. It makes me miss him.
Yeah. I get you.
So time take that time to connect with your partner.
Mhm.
I know it's hard, but when you're in the newborn phase, like you're all you you're all you guys got. Like you only
Right.
have each other. So
Right.
um enjoy it. And
Mhm.
yeah, I remember for our first date night, he took me to a really fancy place in the city. He was like, "Wear your best outfit. Like we're going to go all out." And it was
Mhm.
just the best. It was the best date night.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do whatever you can make it work. We've talked about in the
Yeah.
past doing stay at home dates, put on a movie,
Mhm.
get some snacks, the kids are sleeping, and
Mhm.
enjoy each other. Enjoy your husbands, enjoy your spouses, you know?
Enjoy it.
Enjoy it.
But yeah, that is all that we have time for today. Thank you
Mhm.
guys for giving us a listen. I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. This was a really fun one
Mhm.
to do. But if you're a mom, if you have more tips to add on, please let us know. We love
Yes.
to know because again, we're so new at this.
We're so
We're
new.
learning. So please let us know.
Yes.
But yeah, we can't wait to see you guys on the next one.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.